Welcome back to Racing to Win. A reminder about a special HKIR preview show this week as well. You'll find on the website. Click on hkjc.com, audio and video. Graham Cunningham and also Steve Moore and special guests to have a look at the 4 feature races, which we're also doing here on Racing to Win, but more from a analysis aspect. The Longines Hong Kong Mile. It might be a field of 9 now, but it's all about one horse. Golden 60 at the top of the book. Vincent Ho for Francis Lloyd. California Spangle will tangle with him again. Unfortunately, Salios has been withdrawn this morning. Schnellmeister across from Japan for Christophe Lemaire. Waikuku actually beat Golden 60 in a race last season. Beauty Joy comes back in trip from the 2000 to the 1600. Annabelle Neesham has her first World Traveller in Laws of Indices. He lines up for James McDonald. More than this, Excellent Proposal represent Hong Kong, and Den on Scorpion, Japanese representative with William Buick in the saddle. It might be a field of 9, Tom, with horses from Australia and Japan in the race as well, but it appears, from what everyone's talking about, it's a race in 2 as far as the Hong Kong horses go.
Golden 60 in California Spangle. The California Spangle will no doubt jump and run, and hopefully he can relax from barrier 2. And California Spangle out of barrier number 4, Paul, they won't want to get snookered down on the rail, I don't think, with him, and take that sort of element out of play. But is there anyone to challenge the speed on California Spangle?
Well, there's not, is there? I mean, Waikuku's drawn wide. I think he'll come across, and he probably can slot in behind. Beauty Joy, he's not going to take on a stablemate. Den and Scorpion for Japan. The Law of Indices and Golden 60, they might be the other way around. It just depends what Vincent wants to do, I think, with Golden 60. He might be one place further forward than that. More than this gets back. Schnellmeister's got no early speed or has Excellent Proposal.
Schnellmeister has gone forward quite a few runs ago, but whether they roll the dice this time round, I don't know.
He's better when he's back.
Right, so that's how the boys see the speed map for the mile. Past winners, Tom. It's a familiar name, 2021, 2022, and he's shooting for 3 in a row.
He is looking to emulate the great Good Barbar from 2.7, 2.8 and 2.9, but admire Mars there for Christophe Soumillon going back to 2009, and then Beauty Generation a couple of years before that, Zach Purton and Derek Long.
Well, one man who has 2 chances of rolling the champ Golden 60 is the trainer of both California Spangle and Beauty Joy. It is, of course, Tony Cruz.
Tony, a couple of runners in the mile this year for you, and you look to have perhaps the biggest local danger to Golden 60 in the shape of California Spangle. He's drawn gate number 2. Are you happy with the draw that you've got?
I'm very happy. Yes, I'm very pleased with the draw. And so was my other horse as well, Beauty Joy. He's in gate 5, but gate 2 is perfect for him, you know.
We know he likes to roll forward. I guess he's in a very good spot there to get to the front. Is that the plan again with him?
Definitely. We're going to ride the race like we've been riding for him, always going straight to the front and lead the race, and this is the way we're going to race him again.
I read an article this week that Zach Purton said, you know, you've tried every trick in the book to try and beat Golden 60. How many more tricks are there, Tony?
Well, we still always have something up our sleeves, you know. I'm sure we'll put on a big show, a big fight anyway. We won't. It won't be that easy. I know it's not an easy race, but we got Zach on. We're still in our stable, and every one of us still have confidence. I think that's where the teamwork kicks in. I think once we have confidence, there's always a way to win.
How has the horse been since his last run, Tony? Have you felt him? Have you felt him progress going forward towards this big day?
Yes, he's always improving, and this season he's improved a lot. His attitude, his behaviour, it's always improving. He's one of the calmest horses you'll find, you know.
Yeah, he's always been a very nice horse. Of your other runner, Beauty Joy, you've got Hugh Bowman on board him. I mean, he's created a little bit of a spectacle, this horse, because he has got 1 or 2 little idiosyncrasies. He comes into the mile, big ask. How happy have you been with his preparation leading up to the big day?
Well, gate 5 would be perfect. He's not an easy horse to ride. I've got Hugh Bowman on him. I think there's always a way. He'll be very close to the race. I don't dare say he'll win the race, but I'm sure he'll put on a big show this time.
And what's been Hugh's sort of opinion of the horse, Tony, since he's been preparing him for this race?
Well, he was never an easy horse to train. You know, he's got some attitudes in the morning, and he's got a way about throwing his head, as we all can see. He's very sensitive in his mouth as well. So, but you know, the pace has got to be on. Once the pace is on, he'll be relaxed much better behind. And I think and with Hugh Bowman on him, with his good hands, I think he'll put on a big show.
What can you do with a horse like him in track work, Tony? Obviously, you mentioned he's got that sort of soft mouth and he's obviously got a few little quirks. Is there anything you've done or you can do perhaps just in track work to try and get him to settle that a little bit better?
Yeah, we always, you can see, we all have the Ruddy Martingale on. And that will help stop him from throwing his head so much. The minute you touch his mouth, he throws his head. We tried all kinds of things, but right now it seems to be all under control. His attitude is much better than ever before, too. So, but he's a very calm horse. But if the pace slows down, he'll throw his head up. He's very sensitive. But we know exactly what to do with him now.
That is Beauty Joy and California Spangle, the two horses for Tony Cruz. Now let's go back to the replay of the Jockey Club Mile last time. We'll just point out those that aren't the big two. That is Waikuku next to the inside. We've also got More Than This inside of Golden 60 and excellent proposals back at the tail end. Now, California Spangle in front. He runs home in 21.6. However, Tom, Golden 60, he can better than that. 21.32.
You've done well there. California Spangle, he did it right off the front here, and there wasn't any more Zach Purton could do. The one question maybe did he go too slow in front here on California Spangle? And the quote of the week has been they've been planning to ways to beat Golden 60. That's all very good planning, Paul, but they've got to put the planning to theory and practice.
Yeah, now there's only 9 runners. He should get a clear run, Golden 60. But they tried their best here, didn't they? But yeah, it was too good, Golden 60. So yeah, I'm sure they'll come up with some sort of plan, but it's hard to beat him, I think.
Just that devastating turn of foot that he produces every start there, Golden 60. More Than This, excellent proposal. I'm happy to leave out both of those two runners. I sort of question where More Than This is at. He's been close to Golden 60 in the past, but he hasn't got within Kui recently.
No, he hasn't. He was those two were well clear, weren't they? Waikuku in behind, but when they're the two you take out of the race, there's no doubt.
And there's the time breakdown, Tom.
Yeah, 21.32 there. You can see the last 600 for both those horses. 32.2 Golden, or 32.3 Golden 60, 32.8 California Spangle, and then the 800 44.2. Quite a difference there. 44.2 playing 44.8 there for California Spangle.
The one to watch, Paul, Golden 60.
Yep, you can see there. Look at his record. Unbelievable, isn't it? 25 starts with those 22 wins. And look, he's going to be tough to beat. Let's be honest. There's nothing. Well, they tried everything with. If he was going to get beaten, it would have been last week. I think. Last time, because they went slow, and he still managed to win.
They go slow, he can run over the top, and they go fast, he run over.
He'll
top
have
of
to
them,
perform poorly for him not to win, I think.
So his biggest danger is himself?
I think so.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so that's Golden 60, California Spangle. Some Japanese form for you now from the Mile Championship. We've got Schnellmeister, and that's him in those red, black and yellow colours just there. And Denon Scorpion also in the race, Tom. He just fades out a little bit late. Salios also comes out of this race, but unfortunately he's not running. Yep,
so Schnellmeister here, a son of Kingman. He's just a 4-year-old, but he's a Group 1 winner in his own right of the NHK Mile. He was sort of midfield and did cover some ground last time out, and then was held up early in the straight and box on. There was quite a bit of interference here as well, sort of over the last 200 metres there, with a few runners getting chopped out. Down on Scorpion, Paul, what do we do with him?
Yeah, look, he didn't perform too much in this race, did he? Schnellmeister, I thought of the two of them, went really well, running against Group 1 horses for his last 5 starts. He hasn't won for 5 starts, but has been placed in Group 1s.
Here is Scorpion again, Paul. That's him on the outside. Now, this is the Group 2 Fuji Stakes where he runs 3rd. Importantly, though, this was left-handed.
Yeah, it was. But look, he's obviously got plenty of ability, Denon Scorpion. One thing in his favour is he's a young horse. He's a 3-year-old colt, isn't he? He's by Lord Kanaloa. William Buick could be aboard. Now, this was a lot better. He's had those 2 runs since, but he's a class horse as well, so you definitely have to include him.
And look, he's been drawing some horrible gates as well, 15, 14, 18. He was caught wide 2 back. He loomed up and stayed on pretty well. And then last start again, he was caught wide, couldn't get in, and had an excuse here. I thought he was quite one-paced.
Annabelle Neesham in town with Laws of Indices. Annabelle's first trip to Hong Kong and first traveller as well. This is the Toorak handicap, Tom. Even though he doesn't win, Caulfield's not a track where it's easy to make up as much ground as what he has.
Especially with how wide he's had to fan around that home turn there at Caulfield. Last run was probably one of his better runs as well in Australia in the 5 Diamonds. That was on a good track, and he had a clear excuse there because he was 3 wide, no cover. But I just wonder if he's got the class factor here, Paul.
Yeah, I agree totally. And look, he has performed really well on yielding tracks as well. So I wonder if to help him, he needs to sting out of the ground.
He's not going to get that on Sunday.
No, he don't. I wouldn't have thought so, the way the weather is.
It's an easy pick here, though.
Yeah, look, 1 to beat 2 for me. Golden 60 to beat California Spangle. I can see there's the clear 1-2, and then the 2 Japanese horses, Dan and Scorpion and Schnellmeister. So 1, 2, 10 and 4.
Yeah, clear pick. Golden 60 picks himself. As Mark said before, the only thing that's going to beat him is himself for here at Golden 60 if something goes wrong. California Spangle, Schnellmeister and Dan on Scorpion. He's at a big win price at the moment, over 20 to 1. So 1, 2, 4 and 10, but all Golden 60.